9 o'clock, if you'll please stand for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. Welcome to this February 18th Board of Commissioners meeting on a nice balmy morning. First is public comment. We have anyone here for public comment? Okay, seeing none, we'll get right to it. I have Judge Moeller with the retirement of our Chief Probation Officer, Miss Nancy Ward.
All right, thank you. So I think as most of you know, Nancy Ward's been with us for a number of years. She has indicated she is going to retire in mid-April. So first of all, we want to thank her for all of her years. We'll do that maybe more formally as we get a little bit closer. But a lot of years with probation, a lot of years with the Department of Child Services, all helping Clinton County residents. So thank you, Nancy, for all you've done. And with that, we will need to fill that spot as a Chief Probation Officer. So I just wanted to get permission to do that and get that posted internally to get the process started.
Okay. Any comments or?
Well, regretfully, I hate to have that young lady leaving us
Yep.
after all these years. And at the same time, I'll make the motion that we try to find a replacement, but I think it's going to be difficult to
Will
do.
be. Yep.
So good luck. I'll make that motion, though.
I'll second that.
All right, motion carries 3-0 to move forward
Congratulations.
with.
Thank you.
Nancy.
So I'll get with Jerry. We'll get that so we can post that internally to start the process then.
Okay.
Right. So thank you, Nancy. And like I said, I want to come back. I'll get on the agenda later and we can kind of come back with a more formal recognition of all she's done for us.
Thanks,
Yeah, I think
Judge.
that'd be a good idea. Thank you. All right, next we have our treasurer, Gina Bretnacher, with the guts agreement.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I just need our annual agreement with Guts. They do our tax sales for the county. So basically nothing's changed. It's just our annual signing of the paper.
Yep. Okay, entertain a motion to approve the annual guts agreement.
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second
All right,
that.
motion carries 3-0.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, next we have Chase Thompson and Larita Pearson with the Fair Council report. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good.
So we're just here on behalf of Fair Council to, one, request operating funds again for this year, like you've done in the past for us, and just talk about kind of how the fair went last year. Last year we had a really good turnout again, I thought, other than we had one event canceled because of weather, which was the truck and tractor pull. Derby was a good turnout. Rentals have been good. We did bring back the car show last year. We had a couple gentlemen approach us wanting to do the car show, and I think we had like 120 maybe cars show up. So they're hoping to maybe double that this year and bring back the car show again this year. So that's usually on the last Saturday in the morning for most of the day. We appreciate Sheriff Kelly again for letting us have the inmates to help mow and do things out there. We do have one gentleman that stayed on, and he is helping us with projects, which hopefully will save us some money in the long run, where we don't have to hire some of that stuff out. So this year we hope to have the gator and the mower. That should be paid off at the end of the year, so we won't have that expense either. So
Good. Good.
other than that, unless you wanted to talk about the buildings at all.
I think we're still waiting on the buildings as far as permitting
Permits.
goes.
Yeah.
I heard,
Yeah.
A lot of excitement around it. Other than that, really everything's still standing the same way it was as last time we talked.
Okay. Yeah, I talked to Cam. So at our last meeting, we signed the agreement with KJG to do the engineering because it needed state permits. So he was working with them. I thought they said hopefully 4 to 6 weeks to get that, but it felt like from the conversation I had with him, it was going to fit in his timeline to get it up. So I think he understands our need and when it has to be done. So, but yeah, yep. Any questions for them?
No. Guys, thanks for your job.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate it. I think
you.
it kind of goes without a lot of credit, but you no one sees all the stuff you do in the background, but we appreciate all the work.
And I will say this year, I think we had a lot of compliments on the fairgrounds as far as how they looked. So the gentlemen that come out and help us, they did a really good job this year again for us. So hopefully we'll be able to do that again this coming spring and work with Sheriff Kelly on some of that. So
Yep. All right, very good.
thank you.
Thank you.
To answer, actually, we probably should answer your question. We will give you the funds too. All right, so you did ask, we never really formally answered that, so yes, that will get that, yep. All right, Liz Stitzel with area plan update.
I'm pretty simple this morning. Obviously, not much happening with grass at the moment, more of a snow problem. And as far as unsafe buildings, we're kind of in between things on enforcement and votes at the moment. Those will be coming back to you guys once we make ourselves through our next round of what you've directed. So unless you have anything for me, I won't take up a bunch of your time.
I don't have anything.
Nothing,
this morning.
nothing, no.
Right,
All right.
thank you.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right, next on our agenda was to open Bridge 60 bid, but there was some issue with the advertisement, and I think everyone's been dealing with some sickness, and so that'll be pushed back to our next meeting, right? Yep. Okay, so we will skip over that, and we'll go straight to our highway update from Rick Campbell. Good morning, Rick.
Morning. First we had some snow. We worked, we worked Sunday, worked Monday, trying to get the roads cleaned up. I have a bid for a new pickup truck. I tried to get 3 bids. I got emails sent to everybody to show that I tried to get bids. I only got one bid. So I was wondering if the commissioners would approve this bid for $62,692. It's with the Fowle Chevrolet.
Okay. Do you have any outfitting you'll need done to it?
No, it'll need lights and stuff, but we're just gonna do that out of pocket.
Okay. All right. And he has this in his budget, was in his 25 budget for vehicle.
Yeah, there's actually 2 trucks, but I can't get a cabin chassis right now, so
Okay.
I'll have to do it later. So. And I got a quote from Right Now Excavating for the 2 overpasses I wanted to clean up a little bit. It was for $14,000.
Can you remind us where those are at?
One of them's at 350 west, 600 south. The other one's at 500 south, and 500 west.
Okay. All right.
Is that like 2 different?
And
We will, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rick's just taking us through it all. We'll circle back around.
Okay.
countywide bridge inspection, we decided to go with VS Engineering. The state's already approved it, and all we gotta do now is negotiate. So that's our next step.
Okay, so let's, I guess for that, it may have been approved, but we'll have to approve it. So we need really 3 motions here. So let's just start at the front and we'll go with the truck. Do we have a motion or any questions regarding a new pickup for the highway department?
I have none for the questions anyway, but,
Neither.
yeah, I'm okay with it. So,
Okay.
I'm making the motion.
Make a motion.
Okay, I'll second to approve the truck.
All right, so a motion to move forward with that purchase of that truck, and then we'll work through just what we're gonna do with the one it's replacing.
Right, I told them that I'd like to trade it in. If I don't get enough to trade in, I'm just gonna take it to auction.
All right, perfect.
I have pretty good luck with that auction.
Yep. Then the second one was for Right Now Excavating to do some tree cleanup at 2 intersections. Bid was 14,000.
Yes.
Do we have a motion to approve that?
I move to approve the
Yeah.
right now.
Second,
All right.
Evans' motion.
Motion carries 3-0 to approve that bid. I assume, what's his timing on that? Here,
Whenever he gets the okay.
okay. And then lastly, we need to make a approval of selection of our bridge inspection, which will be from 2026 to 2030. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, 4-year contract. And so this got scored by the highway department and the commissioners. VS Engineering was the highest score, so I'll entertain a motion to select VS Engineering for the bridge inspection for the 4 years coming up.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'll make the motion to approve VS.
Second?
Second.
All right, motion carries 3-0 for VS Engineering to do the bridge inspection.
That's all I got.
Okay. Well, you might as well stay there because we're going to old business and it's award the CCMG bid, so you can walk us through that one.
Central Paving had this is for the second phase. Central Paving had the lowest bid, I think it was 44 or something, 44.
95525, yep.
Yep.
Anyway, we wanted to go with Central Paving.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve Central Paving for the CCMG second phase? It was the lowest bid at $444,955.25.
So moved.
Second.
All right, motion carries 3-0. Just to clarify, the local amount on that will be $111,238.82.
Right.
Yep. We'll get that. It's got a lot of signatures. We'll do it after the meeting. Okay, we're in old business. I'll move on to we have a couple invoices from Envoy. The first one is for $5,000, and it is for the architect services at the courthouse. And the second one is for $1,000, and it is for, I believe, the architect services at the, schematic design for the annex. Do I have a motion to approve these two invoices?
So moved.
Second.
All right, motion carries 3-0 to approve those. Next, we have our community service grants. I'm gonna have to do some math real quick. I apologize.
Oh, yeah, we figured that.
Yep,
last
so
week.
if you recall, we have 100,000 budgeted. There was a total of $114,024 requested. I'll just go through it and then I'll finish with the last one here. So, first one is Coach Kids for $12,000, the Crossing School for $35,000, SHARP program for $10,000, Healthy Communities for $15,000, the Learning Network for $12,024, the Boys and Girls Club for $10,000. And then the last one will be Paul Philippi, and it would be roughly for $6,000. Do I have a motion to approve those?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right. Motion carries 3-0. We'll have to get the exact, I didn't do the math quick enough, but Paul Philippi will do the math. It's roughly $6,000, so we'll let him know.
And
We only-
everything else is.
Yep, everything else is accurate on there. Next, we have interlocal agreement with Center Township for a contribution to an ambulance purchase. There you are. Do you want to run us through this real quick, Stephen?
Sure.
So the interlocal agreement, it's been a great pleasure to work with the Center Township trustee, Jamie, and her board to come to this agreement, and they're going to help us purchase an ambulance for 2025. They're going to give us 6 payments over 6 years in a return of funding for the county's initial payment for the truck. So this is something that we've worked together for the last year plus with, and excited to have it on paper and see it come.
Okay, so the, just to clarify, the payment will be roughly $45,775 a year to purchase either a 2025 or 2026 F-550 diesel ambulance. So,
That should be delivered in May.
in May, okay. Will it be a 25 then, or is it 26, or do you probably don't.
They haven't clarified that yet.
Okay.
I should ask Dave.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Either way,
Motion to approve the interlocal agreement and have the president sign.
Second.
all right, motion carries 3-0. Actually, I'll have all three of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, new business. Our first one is Wildcat appointment. We do this annually. The towns have recommended Randy Ravencraft to be the town representative for Wildcat Solid Waste District. So we just need to make that approval to have that appointment on the board.
Okay, move to approve the appointment.
Second.
All right, motion carries 3-0, and we'll let Randy know. Sign placement request. Zana Club of Frankfurt for their chicken noodle and dinner and country store. Date of the event is March 8th, and are requesting for the sign to be on the southeast corner from February 20th to roughly March 11th. Do I have a motion to approve the sign?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
All right, motion carries 3-0 on that. There's two late additions to, I'll probably do that one first. Late additions to the new business here. The first one is, we did this last year. Core Community Center is offering up a discounted membership to county employees. And so they just have an agreement that we have to sign to allow our employees to partake in that discounted program. So I don't know how many participated last year, but it's a good offer, and it keeps people active and healthy here locally. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the corporate membership with Core for our county employees.
Good.
I'll move to approve the agreement with Court.
And I'll second
All
that.
right, motion carries 3-0 on that. Next item we have is an engagement letter from Hoover, Hull, and Turner LLP. So we've had a few issues here lately in relation to HR matters that have gone a little deeper than our HR consulting firm, more in the matter of legal, and they're outside the scope of just what Tom's doing for us. We need a specialist, so this is an employment specialist that we are engaging to help us through a few issues that have come up that we're working through and need the expertise. So I believe we have roughly $10,000 in a special legal counsel line item to utilize for this. So obviously it would be to not exceed that, and hopefully it'll be well under that. But this is the engagement letter from Lori E. Martin, is that correct, Tom? To be our employment attorney specialist. So entertain a motion for that.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All right, motion carries 3-0 for the engagement of Hoover, Hull, and Turner. Okay, department heads. Do you have any department heads that like to go? Brett? Sure. Renee, you're on deck.
Real quick, the owner of the property at 400 East Clinton did send us a copy of a rental agreement. Had everything in there we wanted except right of first refusal. He's okay with that. He just left it out. But I'd like to give a copy to Tom and just have him look over.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
So what's the timing of this, Brett? If
Our lease ends at the end of the year. There is some minor work we would like to do to the new building, so slow but steady. Yeah.
okay, so
Wouldn't know.
you're thinking 26.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe even get over there by the end of the year, and if the landlord won't let us out where we're at now, we'll just pay a couple months extra. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, very good. We'll have Tom take a look and we'll let you know. Thank you. All right. Good morning.
A couple weeks ago, we have two air handlers in dispatch, one specifically for the equipment room, one for dispatch. I'd let Bert know a couple weeks ago the air handler in the equipment room, which we've had on and off issues with. We had to call QPH in. They had not been able to find, like, we've continually had leaks. And, you know, it goes from the equipment room, weaves its way through the building to the roof. They were able to find the leak. I came in this morning, and had a message to call QPH because they wanted to give me a heads up before they sent an email with a quote. And I just got that while we were sitting here, so I will forward that to you all for some discussion, probably at our next meeting. So they gave me 2 quotes, one to make the repairs, which is roughly, looking at it, around $8,000, which, like I said, they did find where they could make the repairs to take care of the leak that we've been having on and on. The other one, he said, is going to be to replace that air handler. He said it's old and it's going to eventually need to be replaced. So he's like, wanted to give us a heads up on that, and it's roughly $31,000. So
How old is it?
it was installed in 2010.
Okay.
So I will forward that to you, and then maybe we can have some discussion at the next meeting. I won't even go forward with the repairs. So we have 2 circuits. One of them is completely down. The other one is up and functioning for now. So with that, but I do think, you know, we definitely need to get it repaired probably, because if the other one goes down, you know, our equipment room, you know, we have a lot of equipment in there
Yeah.
that we can't have, you know, in a heated area. So, but I will forward that to you guys for your review, and then we can discuss it at the next meeting if that works
Yep.
for you.
Sounds good.
Okay. Other than that, we are preparing to do fire Mayday training with Frankfurt Fire. We were going to do it today. It had to be canceled due to their training officer had to be off today. So we are going to be doing that with all 3 of their shifts and all 4 of our shifts. So
Okay.
just an important part to continue to train.
Yep.
So I
Very
don't
good.
think I have anything else unless you have something for me.
No.
No, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Yep. Anyone else? Ed?
Just real quick.
Good morning.
Good morning. I just wanted to update you guys since August of 2021, since we opened up the new morgue, we've reached the savings of $100,000. So, I mean, I thank the commissioners and the council for allowing me to get the morgue up and operational. So we saved quite a bit of money since we have it here in our own county now and not have to transport everybody.
Yeah, so that, maybe just kind of go through that for people that are watching, that.
Yeah, before we would have to, before August of 2021, we had to transport bodies out and we had to pay user fees for their autopsy room, cold storage and everything else. Now we have all that right here in Clinton County. So
Yeah.
it's been a great asset to the county and a great cost savings too.
Well, you know, you and I went through it the other day, and that was my first time being in there, which, you know, not saying that I want to go there,
Yeah.
obviously, but,
I mean, it's a small morgue, but it gets the job.
yeah, you do a great job with it, and appreciate all that and the savings, and it's kind of, we've seen the ROI that, I mean, I remember when you came and talked about it, and we're finally seeing that ROI, and that's
Absolutely.
good, so appreciate that.
That's all I have.
When the meeting's over, I'd like to see you for a few minutes, so
Okay.
don't slip away.
All right, sure thing.
All right, thanks, Ed. And- Coming back up, Stephen?
Yeah.
Okay.
So as you know, I've been working with our billing company to get recommended rates for us to increase what we're billing to take advantage of the new state law, House bill, that allows us to bill up to 400% of the Medicare value and capture that with private insurance. And so I've got those values now. I've been in multiple meetings with them. I'll be honest, I'm not sure they fully understand the bill, as it is very new for us in Indiana. I've had to have meetings with people from Texas that have had a similar bill previously because our rep in Indiana is less knowledgeable on it. So this has been quite the project to try to understand, but I've got the 300% and the 400%, which is the recommended rates for you guys to review in comparison to what we're currently charging. And for what I would like to recommend is that we consider increasing our rate to at least the 300% Medicare value to capture that with the private insurance.
Okay.
So And then, as we've talked, Jordan, Alan, and I have both talked, the plan will be not to punish the tax-paying and the insured citizens within the community. So if we receive an insurance payment, we'll then call it even at that. And we won't, because these rates are going to increase, we're not going to continue to increase how much we're asking from the community members. So just to clarify that as well.
Thanks, Steve. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll review it, and ideally we'll bring something back at the next meeting
Sounds great.
to make the possible change.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep. In terms of ambulance 0098, Jordan, we've talked about that truck. It was supposed to have a new motor put in.
Yep.
That's what we were invoiced for, was a new motor.
Yep.
Turns out they put a long block in it, which I'm not a mechanic, but that's not a new motor. They charged us significantly more than 2 other quotes I've now received. And so after having conversations with this individual yesterday, explaining the stance the county is taking on it, what they have said is, because we still don't have the ambulance back, it's still not in good working order. What their proposal is that they'll eat the cost on it, put a new engine in it. And when I say new engine, that's what he keeps saying, but it's a new long block with new, sorry, I forget.
All right.
But he's offering to do that free of charge. I said, it's not my ambulance, it's the commissioner's. I'll present it to you and go from there. So would you like us to take the truck back? It's going to have another mechanic look at it if we do. Would you like us to take it back or let him continue to work on it free of charge for the county?
What's the estimated time of receiving it back if it's worked on?
What I would propose is we give a 2-week deadline. Let me come back for the next commissioner meeting and present then. That would be my recommendation. I think that's March 3rd. Is that right? Or is it the 5th?
Fourth, I think. I think it's the 4th. Yeah, let us consider this. Okay, we'll get you an answer.
Okay,
All right.
sounds good.
Probably too much depth to make a decision right here on the spot.
Yep.
So let it simmer for a minute.
We'll do.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep. Anyone else? Okay, seeing none, I'll move on to commissioner reports. Commissioner Weaver,
Nothing to report.
Commissioner Myers.
Me neither.
Nothing?
Not yet.
Okay, not yet.
No.
Okay, well, we'll expect something at March 4th.
It's
then,
coming.
I
All right,
guess.
it's coming.
All right, I'll make a quick one. Maybe some of you saw it. We were honored to have Governor Braun visit Clinton County last week, I believe it was. So he does a trip to all 92 counties. And so we were one of the first ones for him to stop by at a local business at Glover's and have a conversation. Glad to have him. That was actually our second time in roughly 8 months that he had been here. He was here this summer when he visited Trinity Hope, and we talked about the opioid settlement and all that the good people of Clinton County are doing with those funds. But I will say, just this is kind of getting into some of the legislative actions that are happening. I think everyone needs to be a little bit aware of it. Is there's a Senate Bill 1 related to property taxes and the impact that will have locally on not municipalities, counties, townships, the works, and he's a strong proponent, and I am one that I would love to abolish property taxes completely, but there has to be some type of revenue source to make up for it. And the Senate has now amended their current bill. I'm not going to go into all the details. I don't think he's a huge fan of the current one based on a tweet that I saw from him yesterday in regards to it. So I say all this because I think people just need to be aware that something's going to change. They're going to pass this bill one way or another. It's going to have some level of impact at the local level. And so ultimately what that's probably going to mean is either they're going to allow local councils to implement other taxes to make up for it, so it's going to be a wash, or it's going to mean services are going to be cut, which ideally is probably going to come in salaries first and then services second. So just be aware that everything that they're saying at the state level, to me, is a little bit pandering for votes rather than actually making something of substance, because they're not taking any cut at that level. They're asking all of us at the local level to take all the cuts. So that's just kind of my 2 cents. I think people need to be aware of it, look into it, and understand it, and be willing to express your feelings towards it to the senators and representatives that we have for our districts. So with that, I'll move on to our board business. We have a claim from February 7th in the amount of $778,467.10. Claim from February 14th in the amount of $26,567.09. A biweekly claim from February 18th in the amount of $395,860.96. A court claim from February 18th in the amount of $5,428.18. And lastly, a claim from Envoy from the 14th of February in the amount of $1,148,048.40. Do I have a motion to approve the claims?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, motion carries 3-0 on the claims. Next, we have payroll from January 24th in the amount of $595,316.90.
Move to approve payroll.
And second.
All right, motion carries 3-0 to approve payroll. Next, we have our minutes from our previous meeting on February 4th.
Motion to approve.
All right, motion carries 3-0 on minutes. Our next meeting will be March 4th. Is there any other business to come before us this morning?
Might have the room for a second, I apologize. Not really too sure how to address you guys. My name is Michael. This is my partner, Gianluca. We are with Globe Life Liberty National. We spent a few minutes a couple of weeks ago speaking with Ms. Jerry about a essential business partnership that we'd love to offer you guys at Clinton County. We are a heavy worksite advantage program that provides some valuable benefits for your guys' employees at no cost to the county. We did share that program with Jerry, and we were hoping to be able to share some of those details with you guys. Not sure if this is the appropriate time or if we should try and get on the agenda for the 4th. If you have a few moments, I can give you a quick overview of that program.
Well, it might be better if I end the meeting, you can give us a quick synopsis of what you're bringing here after. We'll have a few minutes, and we'll give you 5-10 minutes here to share at that point.
Awesome. Thank you so
All right.
much.
Yep. Anything else? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
All right, thank you.